Wait, don't close the door. Please. Just, look. You have every right to be angry, and I don't blame you. I would be upset too. Um, I'm worried about you. I mean, not that I think you're fragile or whatever, it's just. I know when you get upset, you kind of check out and disappear from the world. It's been 3 days. Yeah, yes, you do. I just wanted to make sure you're okay. Since you haven't even opened any of my texts. Maybe we can. Maybe we can talk about what happened. If you really don't want to see me, then I'm sorry and I'll leave. But can I at least give you a coffee first? It won't fit through the door with the deadbolt on. Yeah, I brought you a cup from the cafe. Since you said you wanted to try it, and I know we didn't really get the chance to last time. It's still hot, and I tried to keep it dry. Really? Ah, darn. I was really looking forward to drinking both cups myself. Sorry. Bad time for jokes. Just take the cup and I'll go. It's okay. Wait, are you sure? Hey, I mean it. If you really aren't okay with this, we can talk later. I promise not to worry. Or I can't promise that, but I can wait until you're ready. You can take all the time you need. Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry about the wet. It's hard to hold an umbrella and 2 drinks at the same time. Also, I can't really help it, so I'm sorry if I say something stupid, because I always make stupid jokes when I'm uncomfortable. I'm bad with words, you know. And yeah, I feel pretty damn uncomfortable. So I can only imagine what you're feeling. I mean, you'd think after all these years we could speak telepathically or something, but I guess we still need more practice. Sorry. Let's sit down. First off, I wanted to ask you, I know you're not okay, and that's fine, that's understandable. But be honest with me. Have you been taking care of yourself? No, I mean, have you eaten today? Have you left the house? Right. That's why I've been worried. You need to take care of yourself. It's in style. All the cool kids are. Fuck. You're important. You're important to me. You really are. I mean that. I I know you don't feel like it right now, and that's my fault. You know, after your other friend moved away, I know it feels like forever ago at this point, and it's fine now, and you're still close, but I remember when you got the bad news that she had to move cities. I was busy with whatever at the time. I don't even know what I was doing, but I remember being scared. When your friend called me asking if I'd heard from you, she was saying she thought maybe something had happened to you because she couldn't get a hold of you. And there were so many deadlines coming up for me then that I realized I hadn't talked to you in a couple weeks. Yeah, I know, it was like a year ago, and I know you've forgiven me, but it's been so clear in my mind because I felt terrified of losing you. Or it was more like I couldn't even feel anything at all because I dropped what I was doing. It was like I left my body when I got that call. I was literally in a meeting with an investor for an installation. But my heart stopped beating and I drove straight here. I felt so stupid. And blind because I could have sworn I had talked to you just the day before, but time was just moving so fast for me, and I knew you were having a rough time, and I didn't. And you could barely get out of bed. The house was dark, your front door was unlocked, and you were. It was really weird walking in to try to find you then. It was like diving down to the bottom of the ocean or something. Except I didn't have on one of those silly scuba helmets. I've been thinking about that day since you stopped responding a couple days ago because I thought maybe it would be like that again. And I was scared of being right. So I'm sorry that I brought that up, and I don't want to remind you of the shit that happened back then, but I'm not gonna let you do that again. Even if you hate my guts right now, there is no way I'm letting you do that again. Oh, I'm serious. I'll send takeout to your doorstep every day, and I'll blast dance music outside your window so you can't sleep through the day. Huh? Hey, I would. That's what friends are for. I just don't want to lose you. And I know that's not really my decision to make right now. So, thank you for letting me in, and thank you for still being alive. And being just here with me. I mean, not here with me right now. I mean, thank you for being a good friend for however long we've been friends. I'm sorry I tried to change that. God, and I'm sorry I instantly fucked it up too. I really need to go. Because if I stay here any longer, I'm gonna start crying. So, yeah, it was really nice to see you for a bit. And I'm glad you're alive, and I hope you enjoy the coffee. Please let me know if what are you doing? No, it's not okay. Don't touch me. Wait, I didn't. I didn't mean to sound angry. It's just because I came here to make you feel better. You can't be comforting me right now. That's like if you go to your therapist's office and he just complains about the shitty day he's been having the whole time, and he makes it all about himself, and he accidentally tells you that he likes his other patients better. And not that I feel like I'm your therapist, or that you even need a therapist, or that you're my least. I sorry. My mind just gets going, and I say shit. My day hasn't even been shitty either. It's been fine. The rain sucked, but it's been fine. I just haven't been able to get you out of my head. It's not even because I was worried. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make this about myself. Well, yeah, that was part of it, but I, I guess I think about you a lot on a regular day anyway, lately. Forget it. Sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. I told you I'm bad at knowing what to say, and I'm bad at knowing the right time to say things. I should have told you about Sarah, about how we've been talking. I guess I didn't realize that it would hurt you that much. I wasn't thinking. It sounds so stupid to say now. I know you don't want to hear about that, though. What are you thinking? Usually I know exactly what you're thinking, but I can't feel it right now, and it's kind of scary. You feel alone. I promise you, you're not. It's no, it's not like back then. And as long as I'm still breathing, you'll never be alone like that again, okay? There is no way I would abandon you. You mean way too much to me. And I didn't mean to devalue that. And I know I made it seem like I don't care about you as much as I care about my last relationship, but that's only because I'm a fucking idiot who talks before he thinks, and I end up saying things I don't mean. I hope you know I'm trying really hard right now to only say the words that I mean. What? No, of course I'm not gonna lie to you right now. Oh, no, you're right. I I did lie at the park. It didn't feel like a big deal in the moment. No, that's not. I didn't lie about that. I am over Sarah. I'm over that relationship, I promise. It's probably hard to believe, but it's the truth. I lied about her being in the past, because she's not in the past anymore. Is it okay to talk about this right now? If you're ready, I think it'll help. I really want to tell you everything. But I know that back then, when I was still dating her, you always acted kind of weird about it, and I don't want to make you feel. I don't want to make you feel that again right now. Okay. I'm just gonna. I barely had time to process this shit, so I'm gonna start talking, and I'll just go until I'm done. But stop me if you need a minute, okay? Um. So, about a month ago, I got a voicemail from a number I didn't recognize. And who leaves voicemails nowadays, right? So I listened, and I started freaking out a little bit because I recognized the voice, and it brought back a lot of memories that I didn't want to remember. And I was going to call you immediately after. I was scared of the thoughts that I was having, and I knew you could help. So I pulled up your number, and I couldn't do it because the voicemail was from Sarah, and it was Sarah's voice, and all I could think about was how tough things were with you when I was serious with her. And I don't blame you for that. But I couldn't make myself tell you about it. I kept it to myself. So Sarah told me about how she had just lost her job, and recently part of her family. And she said she didn't know who else to reach out to. So, and it took me like a day to call back. I know it wasn't my responsibility to try to do something about it, but this is a person I once loved, and it felt wrong to ignore that. So I called her, and we talked for a couple hours, catching up, and she said that she regretted breaking things off with me. And I could remember how after we broke up, I couldn't even imagine that I would get to know any other person on the same level that I once knew her. But I mean, that was before that you and I sorry, when she was talking about regret, I felt the same things, and it was really unsettling. I never thought I'd hear from her again. I didn't really want to hear from her again, but we agreed to talk after that, so I gave her the number of the therapist that I used to go to, and I told her about places that could help, I guess. Because that changed my life, and I thought it would help her too. And then the next time we talked, she said it did help. She told me she just got a part-time thing, and she was feeling more stable, and it made me really happy. We called a couple more times, and then we decided to go get lunch somewhere. She said she had a lot to tell me about how she was kind of turning a new leaf or something. And then the day before meeting in person, she called me again 3 times. She sounded really stressed, and I started getting stressed too, because when other people start feeling big things, then I start to feel them too, and I was really hoping that she was getting better because I wanted to have an okay life. And that was when I was with you at Rosemary Park. So I told her I couldn't talk then, and I phrased some things in some really stupid ways, and then you left, and it was my fault. So I stared at the pond, and I watched Eleanor and the other lady feeding the ducks, and I was late for work. I was struggling to process things. And then I realized I should probably get going. So I got into my car, and then I realized that I said I'd call her back before I went to work, so I did. And she said something about a relapse and about an argument she had at her new job. And she was talking like I would still be there for her, like we'd fix it together. And I can't do that. I can't. I didn't say much over the phone. I said I'd see her at lunch. And I still met with her a couple days ago. She... Sorry, am I talking too much? I should shut up. Okay. Are you sure? Sorry, I don't know why I'm crying. Yeah. No, I can keep going. I just... Are you okay? Okay. Yeah. So, I still met with her a couple days ago. She wanted to meet at the cafe where I first met her. And she didn't say anything about that, the significance of it. She didn't acknowledge it, but I knew she was thinking about it. So I told her it was too far for me to go, and instead we met at Cafe Garden Basil. Do you remember the place? From a couple weeks ago. Yeah. But she was like dressed up in a way, full makeup, jewelry, but she was wearing this beat up old Totoro sweater. And she seemed happy. And I was really proud of what she'd been able to do in a month. And it was reassuring to know that she was still doing okay. I didn't talk much. I was just thinking the whole time that something's wrong. It felt wrong. And I was thinking, I was wishing that you were in that seat instead of her right then. And then everything would be okay. And we'd be having a good time and... sorry. And then she said something about how she's glad she reached out and that I'm back in her life. And that she wanted to try, and I stood up and I started to walk out, but she grabbed my hand, and I yanked it back, and I kind of made a scene. My voice was a little louder than I meant for it to be, but I told her about you, and she remembers you. I could see it in her face. She looked like she was angry. I could tell she was angry, but she was holding it back, and so I just walked out. Before I could get back to my car, she stepped out of the cafe and shouted at me that she was sorry. And then we had an honest conversation about everything, and I let her know that I'm proud of the person she's trying to be, but that I don't feel the same for her, and I told her I've moved on, and she said she understood. And then she took off her sweater and handed it to me. And then it hit me that it's the same one that I'd let her borrow, like just after I first met her. And that really hurt. She said she didn't want it anymore. I could tell that everything I was saying was really hard for her to hear, especially when I told her to stop calling me. But she was respectful. She's going through a lot. She's stronger now than she was when you knew her. Wait staff had to come out and make sure we paid for our food. I totally forgot about it. I think that's all of it. So, thanks for not interrupting. I can shut up now. I can leave. I really didn't want to come bother you so early, but I was hoping you'd at least text me to say you're okay. I started overthinking things, and I started to get really worried that maybe, I don't know. And before I knew what I was even thinking, I was knocking on your door, so I'm really sorry about all of this. I've been such a mess. But I'm done talking to her. I don't want to hear from her, and I don't think I will again. It's funny because as much as you feel like you moved on from somebody, and when they come back into your life, it feels like everything's coming apart again, and it's really weird, and it was like dominoes or toppling buildings or something, and it fell right into you, and it was really stupid. I messed up by not saying anything about it sooner. Even if it would have bothered you to hear about it before, if I just said something earlier, then maybe we could have. I don't know. I just keep seeing that look you gave me in the park, and I keep thinking, I did that. I hurt you. It was my fault. I'm sorry. I can only imagine what you're feeling and what you've been thinking for the past few days. I want to hear all about it. I want to know how you've been, and I want to know what you've been thinking. Do you think we can be okay again? I just want my friend back. I want you to be okay. You don't know if we can go back to being friends. Okay. I get it. I I'll leave, and you can have time to think about everything. So I'll try not to bother you. You don't have to. You can let go of my hand, please. You don't want me to leave? Why? Yes. Wait, really? But I thought you meant you still want to try more. More than friends. Have you even been listening to me? I've been lying to you. I am being a terrible friend, and I let you lock yourself in your house for days, and I didn't even check up on you. And what are you thinking right now? What are you? Just tell me. Just tell me. I really? You, what? Come here. Shit. It's okay if I hug you, right? I wasn't thinking. Okay, good. Then I'm not letting you go. Thank you so much. It's okay if you don't trust me right now. I understand, and I don't expect you to. But I promise I'll do my best to earn it back, okay? I don't want to hide these silly things like this from you anymore. And I don't want to rush into anything after this. It's perfectly okay with me if we can keep being the way we have been for now until we're both ready to try something more. Is that okay with you? I think I need time too. A bit, at least. Okay. Sounds like a plan. You're awesome. I like you. Thanks for the hug. I needed that. How's the coffee, by the way? It's cold. Mine too. I kind of forgot about it, if I'm being honest. But that's okay. We can always go another time and get fresh ones. And we can still heat these up. Oh, and speaking of heating things up, I still have that sweater. The Totoro one. Do you want to burn it with me later? What? Well, Sarah doesn't want it. I really don't want it. It would be perfect to get a little marshmallow fire going. What do you say? I swear I don't secretly have a grudge against Totoro. It's nothing personal against him. We can watch the movie afterwards. Then I'm sure he won't mind. Yay. I'll hold you to it. So, you're feeling a little better now. That's good. Me too. I think we needed to talk about this. I'm so happy I got the chance to... yeah, I might have called in for a couple 6 days at work. My boss is cool with it, and even if he did know the truth, I don't think he'd mind. It's good you don't have to call out. Well, maybe you're behind on your commissions now, though. Hey, I could help you out. I mean, I can't directly, but I can do my extra work alongside you. We're like a couple of responsible adults. Hello, hello. 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 Hi. It's Tanuki. Thank you so much for listening to the full audio. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like or a comment and tell me what you thought, or subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another video when it comes out. And also, if you subscribe, then I'll love you forever. But hey, surprise, big videos. I've just finished editing the little project minus the piano and the outro, which I'm getting to now, and it has been exhausting, but it's been fun. And I was just super excited to record it once I started writing, so I was like, once I started, I just didn't stop. Thank you for listening. I came up with this video on the heels of the last one, and I hear you. I want to make the kinds of videos that we both enjoy. I'm going to try to focus more on these kinds of scripts. I'm curious, did you enjoy the two-part thing? Like, the characters aren't crazy unique, but it was fun to be able to write out the complete story and, I don't know, tie it up in a way that made me happy. Even still, I feel like maybe it was too long, maybe it was too much fluff. What do you think? I don't like artificially bloating my videos, and I feel like most of the little details I wrote added to the main thing, but I also feel like maybe I could have cut out some of it to make it snappier or less draggy or something. Was it draggy? I could do more polls about it, but these two videos are an outlier, so it's outlier, so it's not a big deal. If nothing else, I hope more of my voice is a good thing. Anyway, I won't keep you. Thank you so much, as always, for listening, and thank you for your patience between uploads. I love reading every single comment, and I hope I bring the same joy to you that you bring to me. And I also hope you have restful sleep and an incredible day tomorrow, because you deserve it. You're awesome. And I hope you have lovely dreams that are as sweet as you are. I've been Tanuki, and you've been wonderful. I hope to have you back soon.